What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Infamously Speaking YouTube channel. I'm Matt Rosa, and tonight, we're going to be jumping into what was one of the most epic collapses that I've seen in a long time. And a huge credit to the Indiana Pacers for another resilient, gritty win. But before we jump into that, a couple things that I want to cover. First, you may notice that I'm recording from a different spot. I'm actually on the East Coast visiting some family, so different recording setup. Wanted to get something out. And react to this game. I had a whole script written out with about 3 minutes to go left in the game. The Knicks were in firm control, up 14. And obviously, we all saw what happened, right? That completely new script. I'm throwing out everything that happened in the beginning of the game. I'm not the biggest X and O's guy. I'll let those guys break down the statistics. But a couple of things. First, from the Indiana Pacers side, you got to credit them for not giving up, being down 14 with 2:51 to go. They did exactly what they had to do, which is put up shots, put them up quick, and make them. And then also um, get some stops, because even as Indiana was going crazy and Nesmith was turning into Steph Curry, hitting 5 threes in the span of what it felt like 2 or 3 minutes, the Knicks were trading baskets at some points. And so you're like, hey, the Knicks are going to be fine. It doesn't matter how close the Pacers get, the Knicks will be fine because it's going to turn into a free throw game. Of course, missed free throws ended up playing a huge role in the end. Cat missed one, OG missed one, but there's no way it should have even gotten to overtime. But the Pacers did it. The Pacers didn't give up. They kept on putting up shots. They kept on making shots. They forced the Knicks to the free throw line. Knicks missed some shots. They made some big time shots. Hallie, with shades of Kevin Durant, put on the line to send the game into overtime instead of winning it. Gets a Kawhi Leonard-esque epic bounce off the shot for it to drop. And I'm just stunned. Honestly, I'm stunned after watching what I just saw. Um, and I know it sounds like a record, but to be up 14 with less than 3 minutes to go in your building, you have all momentum. And just to watch it disappear so quickly. I mean, if you're the Knicks, you made your living off the fourth quarter in these playoffs, where you have the clutch player of the year who had some big shots late in the game, who's actually on the bench when the Knicks built up this big lead in the fourth quarter. The Knicks go on a 14-0 run with Brunson on the bench, and so you're like, oh yeah, Indiana's all set. But Brunson comes back on. Nesmith goes full Steph Curry mode. Pacers hit 6 straight threes. Nesmith 5 of those. Hallie with one of them. And we are where we are, which is Indiana leading 1-0, which I don't think anybody thought wasn't a possibility going into the game. You just didn't think it was a possibility the way the game looked at the 2:50 mark of the fourth quarter, where the Knicks were up. And this is where you want to be if you're the Knicks. You're a great fourth quarter team. The only thing is you ran into a team who's an equally good fourth quarter team these playoffs, in Indiana, who stunned the Knicks just like how they stunned Cleveland. Does this change my series pick? No, I still think it's Knicks in 6. I felt like the Knicks only needed to win one here in the Garden. Now, obviously, you'd want game one because it was right there for you to literally lose, and that's what they did. And then, if you could win game two and go up 2-0 to Indiana, that's fantastic. But you just needed to split. The Knicks are a better road team, these playoffs, than a home team. But I'm curious to see how this lingers into game two, because I know Indiana feels like they could have played much better. In that fourth quarter, their defense wasn't flying around like we normally see Indiana's defense, and that's how the Knicks built that big lead. And so they're going to look at the tape and they're going to feel really good about this win. But with a championship coach like Rick Carlisle, they're not going to be like, all right, they're going to go back tomorrow and say, all right, well, what could we have cleaned up? And we know that we're not going to be able to depend on Aaron Nesmith going 8 for 9 from 3. That's no disrespect to Aaron Nesmith. You're not going to rely on any player going 8 for 9 for 3. That's just not a repeatable formula for success. So Knicks got to win game two now. 100% they have to win game two, go to Indiana 1-1, and then see what happens there. Man, I had a whole list of things to cover. Cat was finally playing like a big, getting to the hoop, making big shots. Brunson was fantastic, except for the overtime period where he was just off. Indiana, and that's credit to Indiana. They were just really getting into him in that overtime period and forcing turnovers, bad shots, and Indiana just executed. I don't care about the missed goaltend. It should have never gotten to that point. So I don't care about it. As a Knicks fan, I don't care about that missed goaltend. Don't. You can't let it get to that point. Uh, it should have never been a game late. And even if it was a game late, they should have never had the opportunity to get it to overtime. Should have never had that opportunity. So credit the Pacers. Again, this is going to be a short recap because I'm not going to get into the X's and O's of it because the Pacers just went sick in the last 250 of the game. That's really the analysis. They went sick. The Knicks, it's not like they went ice cold. The Pacers were just not missing. And again, that's a credit to Indiana being resilient, not going away, saying, hey, you know what? Listen, all we got to do is start heaving up threes. I think I was listening to something from Charles Barkley was talking on Inside the NBA, and there was a game, I forget what game he mentioned, where they were down big, and their coach was like, hey, I'm going to leave y'all in for like 3 more minutes. Just start chucking up threes and see what happens. And they ended up coming back from like 20 down to win a playoff game. That was Indiana's mindset. Like, hey, just start chucking up threes. We need points. If they don't fall, oh, it is what it is. But if they do fall, then it becomes a game. And now all the pressure is applied to the Knicks. And the Knicks missed critical free throws that allowed Indiana to be in the position that they were in. Like I said, Cat missed one. OG missed one that would have made the 2-point game a 3-point game, which would have forced a 3-point shot. Not saying that the Pacers wouldn't have hit it. They probably would have because they were just, everything was falling for them. But their self-inflicted mistakes, the Brunson bounce pass to OG's a little bit high. And so he can't corral it. He has Siakam down at the rim. That's either an easy two or it's a foul, but he can't control it. So they call a foul on the floor, but I thought it was a good overturn by the officials. It was a loose ball. OG really never had full possession of it. And when he did, Siakam was able to knock it away. And then I felt like it was just, the contact came after the ball was loose. So if you're Indiana, obviously you feel great. You stole a game. And of course they're not going to ever come out and say it, but that's a game that I don't think they thought they were going to win. In when they were down 14, you could say all the good things, but once they started getting it close, they're like, oh yeah, we could really win it. But I don't think. I mean, it's just incredible what happened, really. So, game 2 on Friday. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the Knicks to run similar offense as far as get Cat going, get Jalen Brunson going. That pick and roll was highly effective. Of course, we called it out. The pick and roll on the other side was highly effective, getting Cat and drop coverage. Haliburton was like he's able to get some easy threes off of that. Foul trouble is something that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on again with Brunson going out. Anunoby was also in foul trouble. There's also some folks on Indiana side. I know Nesmith and Nembhard both had 5 fouls to finish the game. So the double big lineup for the Knicks I thought worked out really well. Mitch again played a really good game, except for down the stretch where on that Obi Toppin dunk, he goes to commit to the inbounder, which I believe, not the inbounder, the person who received the inbounder, which I believe was Nembhard, but then Obi Toppin gets an easy roll to the basket. No one's there to protect it. You're the rim protector, so that can't happen. Man, just a lot of opportunities for the Knicks to put the game away, and they didn't. You really cannot allow good teams to stick around. In any sport, you see that you give extra teams opportunity, you get great. We've seen it in multiple different sports, right? You give great teams an opportunity to stick around. I mean, think about the Patriots and Falcons Super Bowl. Falcons playing not to lose, allowed the Patriots to stick around. Patriots come back and win. Think about the Dodgers last year, right? Yankees Dodgers game 5. Yankees up 5. Nothing in the top of that 5th inning. Aaron Judge drop in center field. Jazz Chisholm error at third. Garrett Cole not covering first, and you allow a great team like the Dodgers to get back in the game and end up winning the series, win that game and winning the series. So if you're the Knicks, you got to put this behind you. Obviously, watch the tape and say, man, we really gave that one away. But you got to come out on Friday energized and really got to take momentum early and just make it that there's no doubt. Make sure there's no doubt. And now you're thinking, well, up 14, 2:51 to go, there should be no doubt. Does that stay in the Knicks' minds now? Like, hey, we got a team that's equally as good, if not better, in the fourth than us right now. They have that mental toughness. They did it against the number one seed in Cleveland, and they just did it against us, both on the opposing team's home floor. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. Man, shout out to Indiana. Huge win. Like I said, still like Knicks in 6. I don't think that they needed to win both at home. They just needed to split, go to Indiana. Even if they split there, you're good. But man, this is going to be a tough one to get over as a fan. Well, I'm going to keep it short. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Just a quick reminder, again, please like, review, subscribe. And as always, think critically, speak infamously. Love.